Good morning, you awesome people. It is Wednesday, the 10th of July, 2024. You're watching Morning Brew on Politics Social. I'm Graham Hughes, and you are Lofty to Softy and Benjamin and Johan and Plumped Off and 31 Blaze. And we've got Daily Blase as well. Hi, Darren. We've got Alan Jackson in there. We've got Anatoly. We've got Angela, City Life 2050, and people asking if they're going to have to put up with seeing me rather than the beautiful Catherine. Again, yes, unfortunately, it's me today. Catherine just had to run back to school because she forgot to include the packed lunch in her daughter's bag. Anyway, moving swiftly on. Today I want to talk to you. About how you feeling. Right? Because we talked a little bit on Monday and Tuesday about Labour's policies and appointments and things like that. How are you feeling? Because I'm feeling like great. It's like a bit of a strange feeling, really. It's kind of like coming out the other end of an abusive relationship. It's like leaving a job that has just absolutely drained the life out of you, and you finally quit, and the next day you're just kind of like, oh my God, is this what it's like? Not to be stressed out all the time? Is this what it's like? Not to be walking on eggshells or waking up every morning going, oh God, what now? Is this what it's like? Without scandals, without some new demon of the day to demonize, scapegoat, I should say, scapegoat of the day to demonize in the gutter Tory press. I mean, there's just... It's just so much. So let me know how you're feeling in the chat. Sarah says, Graham, your voice is sounding better. Getting there. Still got me Lemsip though. This is black currant Lemsip going into my Democrat blue politics social mug. Hi Graham, are you feeling any better? Ivan, a bit better. I had a bit of a duvet day yesterday and did some work doing graphics and things and editing some vids. But as far as I've got loads of vids that I want to present. Behind this green screen here is my bingo card, with the Tories to cross off, and we never got to the end of it, so I'd like to do a little special one off together where we can just go through all the Tories that lost their seats, or the Tory candidates who lost their seats. Old Poi says it feels like that feeling when the arguing is over and your parents have been fighting for weeks. Yeah, it does. Serendipity Journey says it's like living in a parallel universe where good stuff actually happens. Johnny says Sky still hasn't fallen in despite having a Labour government. Has the Daily Mail been lying to us? I like all the stories about the millionaires who are going to leave because of the Labour government. This happens all the time. But it's like, so, excuse me, you're going to leave. You tax dodgers, you tax evaders are going to leave this country because you might not be able to evade tax anymore. Oh, good. Bye then. Leechers. Leechers is what they are. Because they use public services. If their kids get ill, they take them to an NHS hospital, even though they could take them to a private hospital. They've got the money for it, but they may as well use the NHS. It's there, it's free. Why not? They're the people who make the big potholes in the roads because they're driving their massive SUVs that weigh a ton, and the amount of damage that a car does is inversely proportionate to the the weight of the vehicle. So the lighter the vehicle, the less damage it does, and it works out on a logarithmic scale. So a car that is twice as heavy does about 10 times as much damage to a road. And then you've got all the goods and commodities that rich people buy, which have to be brought around the country in, oil trucks and lorries and things like that, which will twat up the roads as well. So yeah, they do all this damage. They use all the facilities. They make sure the state schools aren't funded enough. And then they have the audacity to say, oh, we're leaving now, when they're made to pay some tax. All right, bye then. See ya. Let me just wipe this tear from my eye. I'm flicking at you. Yes, but we still have the orange one to say name. Let's not talk about him tonight. We talked about him extensively last night in Geoscope, and it all got a little bit depressing. So we're going to try and keep it. We're going to try and keep it lively, effervescent and bubbly this morning, talking about how we're feeling that the sky hasn't fallen in. Steve's Retro Loft, everyone enjoy listening to the House of Commons collectively sigh when Farage spoke yesterday. There was a Lib Dem a Lib Dem MP sitting behind Farage, because Farage got there late into the chamber and then barged his way in to the opposition benches and upseated a Lib Dem because he didn't actually have a seat. He didn't know that you have to turn up, on time or even early to get a seat in Parliament, because there aren't 650 seats in Parliament. Although there isn't, 650 people turning up, because obviously Sinn Féin don't take their seats. But there's not enough seats to go around. It's a well-known fact. I know that, and I'm not an MP. But Farage, being Farage, so he's just turn up when he wanted. And he made a horrible speech in which he lambasted the former speaker for some reason, for being short. Nice little fact for you there, fact fan. Farage is also short. And in fact, John Bercow is just 1 inch shorter than Farage. So for Farage to call him short, it's a bit like Bilbo calling Frodo a hobbit. Do you know what I mean? It's a bit like, really? You gotta go there, Bilbo? Come on, put the ring down. Put the ring. You don't need that shit, man. You don't need. It's just making you evil. It's just making you evil, Bilbo. Anyway, moving on. Colin says, I'm feeling worse at Farage taking a couple of minutes to insult someone there, not to defend themselves. Says Colin, yeah, I mean, Farage is just a horrible little creep. And some people said, it'd be good when he's in Parliament because there'll be more scrutiny. No, it'd be worse because he'll now get more publicity. And I hate seeing his stupid, horrible, bollock face. I hate hearing his voice, his braying foghorn. I hate everything about him. I hate everything he stands for. And when he does eventually shuffle off this mortal coil, when he does actually cark it, when he's joins the choir invisible, I will dance a jig. Seriously, I'll probably have a party. I will probably have a party. And his kids are going to have to see that. I mean, that's really bad for the kids, I suppose, to see people partying at the demise of their father. But at the same time, I think I'll have a party. Sorry, I just said it. I know you shouldn't wish that kind of thing on anyone. I don't, but he is mortal. That is the only good thing about Nigel Farage. One day, he will be no more. And on that day, I'm having a party. You're invited. Come along with me. Right, we've got Johnny Copperhead in the super chat. He's the first super chat of the day. Thank you very much, Johnny. Looking forward to Mr. Nigel Farage and encountering parliamentary scrutiny. Well, I don't think he will. I just don't think he's going to turn up to anything, is he? Yes, Graham, have a party. I'll join yours. Can I come? Yes, Sarah. Yes, everyone can come to my Nigel Farage is no more party. Everton Mug says, Rufus, yes. Indeed, it's good old Everton Blue. There you go. That's my excuse. I'm sticking to it. Someone was like, have you become a conservative now? It's a bit like that episode of Father Ted. It's like, I hear you're a racist now, Father. And he's like, no, I'm not. I feel like I want them to be able to pass laws. Do we really have to wait for the king? Well, to pass laws, Lucy, they have to, obviously, there's the King's speech where they lay out their plans for government, which will be based a lot on the manifesto pledges. But also, for actual laws, that's got to go through Parliament. And that takes quite a while. It can take months, it can sometimes take years. But there's a lot of things they can do now without having to take it through Parliament. A really good example of this is foreign policy, like our selling arms to Israel. That doesn't have to come under the remit of being a law that goes through. They can simply make it happen. We've already seen this with the ending of the Rwanda policy. They just dumped it. They're just like, yeah, whatever, we're not doing that. And also with the end of the ban, the effective ban on onshore wind farms. I should explain, it was an effective ban because it wasn't like there wasn't a law to say you can't build onshore wind farms. It was just that Shell and Exxon and all those scumbag, dirty fuel, dirty energy producers, the people destroying the planet, the companies, the corporations destroying the planet. They said to the Tories, "Oh, can you stop people from building these wind turbines? They're a threat to our business model." And the Tories went, "Okay, yeah, we'll do that." And they made it so that if one person objected, if one NIMBY objected, then you couldn't build a wind turbine. And Labour have also used the same rule about getting rid of NIMBYism so they can build on what's called grey lands. Was it the grey belt? I think they're calling it. I've got a grey belt, actually. I don't normally wear it. It doesn't go with my trousers. But the grey belt is basically this area where it's designated green belt for some reason, but it's built up. So there might be a factory on it. There might be a petrol station on it. But they can't actually knock that petrol station down and build houses because it's technically classified as green belt. Plus, all the NIMBYs complain about houses being built in their area because they don't want more people in their area because that'll make their house prices stay the same or maybe even come down a little, which isn't great for rich people who I don't care about. Anyway, morning all. It's a relief, says our life, my life. Yes, it is. Everyone has a plan, says Gary Arnold. Great having normalcy in politics, says Anatoly. Yeah. Coughing up here still. Sarah says, still nervous as nothing has been said about welfare, especially PIP and disability benefits. I think there's going to be a huge overhaul with things like PIP and disability benefits. One of the good appointments yesterday, as far as I'm concerned, was Jess Phillips, is now part of the Home Office. So she'll be working with Yvette Cooper to make things better, and neither of them have a history of being sadistic little F-wits like the Tories, so I'm sure they aren't going to go after disabled people and tell them they need to get back into work next week, or they're not going to be able to eat, because that's a Tory policy. So please don't worry unduly over this. I do think that Labour are going to help people rather than hinder them. That was the Tory way, and I know we're all a bit traumatised, very traumatised by the last 14 years of Tory sadism, but I do think that there is light on the horizon. King's speech is next week. We'll see what's in there, and hopefully there'll be stuff in there about benefit reform and taking away this horrible feeling of stress, this sword of Damocles that the Tories put there over everyone who suffers from a disability, everyone who is in a lower socioeconomic bracket. They really did a number on so many people, and now they're gone. Thank God. Thank goodness. Thank people being good. I shouldn't say thank God. I should say thank goodness. Oh, did anyone notice that Keir Starmer didn't pledge to God yesterday? He's in my atheist gang, but there wasn't a big thing made about it. It's all good. Colin, Commander GJ Burp, thank you very much for the £5 super chat, my friend. You've got more chance of pissing in the wind and staying dry than Farage being a force for good in British politics. Morning, Graham. I know, he's so evil. I can't really express in decent language just how evil he is. But he is a force for evil. There's no two ways about it. Just look at his praising of Putin. And he said, "Oh, Putin's not going to invade. He's not going to invade." Right up to the moment that Putin invaded Ukraine. Oh, he's not going to do it. He's not going to do it. And then he did a video the next day saying, "Oh, well, I was surprised to see that I was wrong on this. But on the other hand, piss off Farage and his little creepy little weirdos." He's got 4 little familiars. I think it's morphed into 5 now, because a member of the DUP or someone has taken the Reform whip, and that horrible little Neanderthal creep, he's now get this, he's like chief whip of 5 people, and someone points out that's not a political party, that's being admin of a WhatsApp group. It's very true. Don't do that. How do Reform get away with being climate change deniers and not get more challenged by interviewers? Because they all went to school together, Don. They all went to school together, but hopefully that ends now. I hope we're going to see a step in the right direction. Ivan, I missed your super chat. Thank you very much for that. I'm very sorry for missing it. Thank you. That's very kind. For the first time in 14 years, we now have a grown-up and focused government, unlike the Tories, who have only prioritised their egos and bank balances. Yeah, absolutely. Couldn't agree more. And Katrina's just dropped a £20 super chat. That's really, really kind of you. Thank you. Hi, Graham. I'm so relieved Labour are in power now. I wish they'll pass a law that all media can only publish retractions and the truth of every lie they've ever published. They have covered until they have covered all of their lies. That would be great. I want a retraction to have to be a front page, even if the lie was made inside the paper. The retraction has to be on the front page every day for 5 days. And someone suggested a 3 strikes and you're out policy. I don't know who it was. If you can let me know in the chat if it was your suggestion. I'm sorry I'm not stealing it. I want to give it credit where credit is due. But they said it should be a 3 strikes and you're out policy, i.e., if a newspaper editor puts a big lie out. That's 1 strike, 2 strikes, 3 strikes. You can't be a newspaper editor in this country anymore. Why not? We do it in other professions. Damn. Me and Graham atheist buddies. Thank Glob, says Lucy Willis. Glob. Glob, I'll fight you. I worship the flying spaghetti monster, I'll have you know. His noodly appendages tickle my fancy. Anyway, moving on. Nice how every leader, this is business card, nice how every leader yesterday made a speech about moving on from the politics of theatre, get back to service and delivery. And then Nigel Farage said his piece. Yeah. But also, it was wonderful to see Saoirse Eastwood do a piece on behalf of the Alliance Party of Northern Ireland. So in Northern Ireland, you've got the sort of the Republicans, the Catholics, if you like, and then you've got the Unionists, the Protestants, generally speaking, and then you've got the Alliance Party, which straddles the two. It's got people who are Protestants, got people who are Catholic, from all different faiths and none, and it tries to have a new way forward in Northern Ireland politics rather than being based on sectarianism and nativism and identity politics. It's more based on what can we do to make Northern Ireland a better place. And I was very fortunate to conduct an interview with Saoirse back in, God, it must have been 2018 when we were doing Three Blokes in the Pub in Stormont, when Stormont wasn't sitting because the DUP were being dicks. No change there then. And she's a brilliant politician. I wish her and her party all the very best. And one of the things that I really like about the fact that we've changed the name of the channel to Politics Social is that I can congratulate the Green MPs, I can congratulate the Lib Dem MPs, the SNP, the Plaid Cymru MPs. I'm not going to congratulate the Tory MPs because they can all go to hell and burn. I'm not going to congratulate, obviously, the Refuck lot because they can burn even harder. Yeah. The Farage that was twice as shitty burns twice as bright. Anyway, so yeah, but it's nice to be able to welcome over 500 progressive MPs into Parliament. That's how many there are now. Out of the 650 MPs, over 500 of them are from progressive parties. I know you might say, oh, well, they're centralists. It's not really. Yeah, but they're more progressive than the Tories. Put it that way. You know, the wingnut lot of them, they used to be in the majority. Now they are in the vanishing minority, which is wonderful. I mean, and just think about like how much of an effort it was for the Greens to get 4 seats. That's incredible work by the Greens, but also for the Lib Dems to get 72 seats, which couldn't not have happened. And we need to do a special episode on this about tactical voting. You know, how to vote your Tory out. So many people did this. Over 1 million people did this. They went to stopthetOries.vote, found out who they needed to vote for, and they voted for them. That's why the Lib Dems got 72 seats. Let's see what else people are saying. Yes, Graham, bye-bye, rich people, leave means leave, says Anukska. Yes, couldn't agree more. What plumber? What? Has the plumber turned up? It's not that kind of video, mate. The foghorn should have been made to stand. Yeah, like he should have just been in the crowd by the door. That would have been even funnier when he did his speech, when he did his little shitty speech. Ivan, thank you very much for the tenner, mate. That is really kind of you. You're very, very generous, Ivan. Thank you. Ivan single-handedly keeping this channel afloat. Thank you, mate. Jim Alistair of the TUV, the Traditional Unionist Voice, is another one to keep a close eye on. I found his first speech in Commons yesterday to be most inflammatory. Yeah, well, you know, there's wingnuts. There's wingnuts. What can you do? But like I say, they're in the vanishing minority, and it's very unlikely that they'll even get to talk in a lot of the debates in Parliament. If Lindsay Hoyle actually selects them to speak, and it's even more unlikely that they get to ask a question during PMQs. Christopher says, I'm a bit weirded out by Sunak's personality change, but overall, so far, I'm optimistic. Yeah, I mean, was that his personality all along? Was he always all right? Like, he wasn't a bad guy. He just had to pretend to be because he was Tory leader of a particularly toxic Tory party that he knew he wasn't even elected a leader for. He was beaten by a lettuce who also beat Liz Truss. Like, I mean, yeah. I still can't get over the wonder of her losing her seat at 10 to 7 in the morning. For those who stayed up all night, it was just, chef's kiss. Anyway, Walking on Sunshine says Plum Duff. We have a government that doesn't want to take away my rights, probably. It's weird, says Gallifreyan Wren. Yes, we do. I mean, so as far as Gaza's concerned, the appointment of our new Attorney General, who is a lawyer with great standing, a barrister with great standing, who has actually already taken on Israel and other, other nefarious regimes, should we say, has definitely proved his mettle in we are going to be putting the most, the biggest sanctions possible, I guess, on Israel. It remains to be seen what actually happens. But the fact that Labour have already lifted this Tory era ban on private enterprises deciding where they invest money. So they had a ban on universities divesting their pension stock or whatever it was from Israeli companies out of protest of what the Israeli government and the IDF are doing in Gaza. Like that was a Tory party era thing, and now that's been swept away by the incoming Labour government, which is fantastic as well. Alec Barrett, member for 2 months. Well done, mate. I need a little animation that says member or something like that. Jim Alistair is crusading for smoky bacon chips. Ooh, that sounds good to me. I do like smoky bacon. Actually, I like all crisps. As you can probably tell. Business Cat, not nice to have every leader. I've read that one from Business Cat. Can I come? We're talking about the party there. Yes, you can. Farage has at least 7 lives. Well, yeah. Old Boy says, yes, I can arrange a massive sound system for that one. We've got a few Jennies to keep it running outside the house for a few days. Could do with a good rave. That'd be great. What will Farage's kid see from Germany? Geography will protect them. Yeah, that's a good point. Enjoying his freedom of movement around the EU that his father denied the rest of us. I enjoyed Hoyle saying leader of the opposition, Rishi Sunak, and loved him prattling on about the Tory party and one woman just going here when normally there's loads of them, says Anthony Fisher, laughing. It's great, isn't it? Lauren says even if he doesn't turn up, he still needs to submit to the scrutiny of his finances. Does he, though? Does he? I mean, I suppose Labour might be more on it in the running of Parliament than the Tories were, but the Tories got away with a lot, didn't they? I mean, come on. They got away with a lot. Wow. You had Owen Paterson, the scandal there. You had the Greensill scandal with Cameron. It didn't affect him becoming foreign secretary. You had that creepy little generic creep. Was it the generic creep, was it? Who had the scandal? Or was it Grant Sharps? I can't tell the difference between them. No, I think it was generic. Who had that meeting with Desmond Tutu? Richard Desmond, the purveyor of porn. I think he used to own like Razzle and Readers' Wives and those great magazines from the 1980s that you'll find ripped up in a bush. Kids these days don't remember that, and that's probably a good thing because it wasn't great. But yeah, he had a property deal that was going through, and they rushed it through so he didn't have to pay tax. Nice little thing for the Tories to do there for their mate. And that's not even touching the sides of the massive billion pounds PPE scandal. So yeah, a bit of scrutiny in Parliament would be nice. It would probably also be a first. It's asking, where's the tie for longest serving MP? It goes to one who was sworn in first. Usually it's the government MP sworn in first. That's why it's Conservative, Father of the House, not Corbyn. Oh, that's interesting. Don't do that. How did Reform get away with being climate change deniers and not get challenged by more interviews? I've read that one already. I'm losing my grip on reality here. I'll just scroll down a little bit to the new messages. I woke up in time to see it. Sunak was part of the banking crash. Katrina, it's great, wasn't it? Sunak was part of the banking crash, always loyal to the cash. That's true. So maybe he's always been evil. Michael says the thing is we're in a period where Parliament is non-partisan, so it's all just civil. This is how it is behind the scenes. 90% is performative bollocks. Yeah, that's quite true actually. The Big Horn says I was a little concerned about Diane Abbott's health. She was very shaky yesterday when she gave a speech. Will she last as Parliament? I hope so. She's now the mother of the house, so let's see how she gets on. And I hope now she's fallen in behind the leadership of the new Labour government and realised that the old leadership wasn't that great at winning elections. The old leadership lost to Theresa May and Boris Johnson, respectively. This one election, not just a win, landslide win. I'm sorry to say, but we were right. We were right. Whisper it. Whisper it. Don't let Owen Jones hear you. We were right. It's the best, most beautiful 3 words in the English language, that, isn't it? You were right. Daniel, these people are chameleon charlatans. Rishi Nutsack is prepared robotic act. Please don't start feeling sorry for him. I don't feel sorry for him. He earned £120 million last year. I don't feel sorry for him at all. I would like him to do one to America. But the thing is, right, whoever replaces him is going to be worse. This is the big problem. This is the moral dilemma of our time. It's going to be someone like Suella Braverman, who stood up yesterday and said that the pride flag being flown was disgusting. She said it was a word to that effect. I mean, what's wrong with her? I'll tell you what's wrong with her. Do you want to know what's wrong with her? Everything. Everything is wrong with her. Tory apologies ring hollow, as they're not sorry to us but sorry for themselves, says Flint. That's very true. The scandal party, says Sarah. Indeed. Sudden craving for bacon, damn you to Hades, lol. Oh God, yeah, I've got sudden craving for bacon now as well. I haven't had breakfast yet. Breaking news, Keir Starmer advice to Gareth Southgate win. The fuck is that breaking news? Well, you wrote breaking news in capitals. I didn't, Michael. No amnesty for Tories, says Billy. I agree. Honestly, so many of them need to go to jail, along with the water bosses, along with the bosses of the oil companies and the tobacco barons and the arms manufacturers and the merchants of death all over this land. Get them in jail. Get them in jail. And protect whistleblowers. That's a big one that I'm hoping is going to come out the Home Office in the next few months. A whistleblowers charter to make it so that if you blow the whistle on a company that you're working for, or a government department, or the NHS department, or whatever it is, the hospital that you're working in, if you blow the whistle, not only is your job protected, but you're also actually financially, rewarded for being a good, honest citizen instead of demonized, kicked out the industry, and never were allowed to work in that particular sector ever again, which is wrong. Has Owen had a meltdown yet? Well, he's poor lad. He's very confused. Max said we have problems with more house building in our village, with sewers struggling, extra traffic using a single track bridge, etc. Hopefully more houses will come with service upgrades too. Well, they have to. But Tories have done it in such a way. It's the way they deal with everything. Like, they make it shit. So like HS2, they made it shit. So they knew it would be dysfunctional. They knew it wouldn't really work. They've made the NHS shit. So people go, oh, well, shit. They've made the experience for people in villages where new houses have been built, they've made that experience more shit than it needed to be by not putting the adequate infrastructure in there for electricity, for sewage, for water, etc., gas. They've done that on purpose. Meanwhile, Rishi Sunak got his own substation so he could heat up his swimming pool. Jobs are good one. Breaking news, says Duke Vengeance. Keir Starmer put the tea in the cup before the milk. Well, that's right, isn't it? Yeah. No, if you're making a cup of tea, you put the tea bag in, then the hot water, because the water's got to be as hot as it possibly can, so the tea diffuses or infuses or confuses or whatever the hell it does, steeps. The hotter the better. That's why you can't make a cup of tea on the top of Everest. Because water boils at the top of Everest, which is 8,848 meters high. It boils at around 60 or 70 degrees. Like it boils at a lot lower temperature. So it's not actually that hot before it boils. So you can't make a cup of tea on the top of Everest. Thanks for telling us that, Graham. You're welcome. You're welcome. Now you know, if you go up Everest, remember to take a thermos flask and boil it. Boil your kettle before you go up there. But yeah, you then you take the tea bag out, squish it against the side, nice strong cup of tea, and then a little bit of milk. Happy days. Anyway, don't know why I'm telling you how to make tea. I'm sure you all know. Let's go over to the papers. Let's go to the papers. Woo! Oh, there's a tiny little black dot there. That's another Father Ted reference. I don't know why I'm doing all these Father Ted references today. We don't like the writer of it anymore, so you know. But I'm just going to fix that little dot because otherwise it will irritate the living shit out of me forever. Okay, right, that's gotten rid of now. Cool. No little black dot. Oh, hang on. No, it's still there. It's still. Oh my god, what are you doing, little dot? Go away. I don't want a little dot and not just this is what happens when you don't have a what are they called? A producer. I need a producer. I don't know what's going on here. Has that got rid of it? Has it got rid of it? Yeah, it's got rid of it. Thank God. Right, okay. Back to the show. I know it's past 10 o'clock. I'll leave you in the capable hands of perhaps James O'Brien if he hasn't annoyed you too much recently. In a moment, is Lucy Letby innocent? Asked the Daily Telegraph. No. PM could boost size of armed forces. This is hopefully good news coming in that the new Prime Minister, Keir Starmer, I love saying that, is going to actually bolster the numbers in our armed forces, which has been a bit of a problem under the Tory years, where they cut the numbers down to, I don't know, the level it was in the Civil War or something. It was a very long time ago, Napoleonic Wars. I think it was the level that it was before the Napoleonic Wars, which isn't great when we're facing threats from Russia and eventually, hopefully not, but probably this time next year from America. The Mirror there has got Band of Brothers because there's a game tonight. I think it's tennis or something. Or would be cricket. What is it? Is it curling? Apparently we're playing the Netherlands, which is called Holland in some places, but Holland's just a part. Oh, just dropped my phone. Holland's just a part of the Netherlands. It's not actually the Anyway, warm the pot first. No, you're making it in the pot. Just make it in a cup. You're over-egging the pudding there. Putting too many steps in. Thames Water boss takes £195,000 bonus as firm asks for 59% bill hikes and dumps double raw sewage. I'm sorry, I'm just gonna have to have a quick coughing fit. I'll be back with you in a moment. Right, okay. My eyes are a bit watery now, but I can just about see. Ivan Ambrose. God, this is fun. This is why, like, you know, on TV they have other people to present the news when someone's got a cold. Damn you, all my lem sippers. Oh no, Scott, I've got some more. I've got some more lem sippers. Okay, not much more, but I've got a little bit more. I'm going to read Owen Ambrose. Sorry, Ivan. God, I just read the first word. So, thank you, Ivan, for your super chat. I can't stand Owen Jones. It's all about him. Him. If there's a slight disagreement with him, he can't handle it. On a personal level, he never responds to me about autism issues. Well, that's what I tried to take him on about, which is this idea that he'd be fine with another 5 years of Tory government, so he could, try and undermine Labour's ability to ever become a government themselves with impunity, because he could survive another 5 years of Tory sadism. I have to say, a lot of my friends and even members of my family, and perhaps even myself, wouldn't survive another 5 years of that. So it's a very privileged position to be in for someone like Owen Jones, who obviously, he's got a bit of cash. He doesn't care. He's living the life of Riley on his Guardian pension, which is very generous. So whatever. Have a disembodied dot. Oh, thank you, Captain Bart Roberts, for the disembodied dot. And also thank you for the £10 super chat. That's very kind of you. The Times going after Starmer from the get-go because they're worried about the press reforms that are coming in, and obviously they're a Murdoch rag. Starmer is playing with fire on defence spending, and Badenoch takes swipe at Sunak over election decisions. Ooh, go on. Infighting, go on. Backbiting, yeah, go on. Backstabbing, go on. Do it. There's only one way to solve this, Tory party. Fight! Big Super Smash Brothers Tory edition. Anyway, yeah, this Thames Water story, it's shocking, but it's not surprising. Do you know what I mean? You know what I mean by that? There's so many things. these days. But Thames Water boss, I believe, is a woman, I think. Chris Weston, sorry. I'll have to look him up. But I know that at least one of the people who run one of the big water companies in the UK definitely went to private school. I need to check on the rest. Cleverly, Labour has hung a huge open sign on the White Cliffs of Dover. Oh no. Is the fabric of society going to fall apart? Is everyone going to die? Is all the firstborns going to be taken away? A plague of frogs, maybe locusts, maybe floods, fires. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? It's the end of the world as we know it. Now that maybe over 1 million people can come here from another country in a given year. Oh, that was under the Tories, wasn't it? But yeah, continue. Whatever. And then there's this horrible story here at this man, this killer who murdered a woman and a baby here in Durham, who has been given 17 years and will never be allowed to drive again. 141 miles an hour while he was drunk, 3 times over the limit. Anyway, come on, England. Southgate on crucial Euro semi-final. This is a chance to make history. Yeah. I mean, it'll be nice, wouldn't it? It'll be nice if they won the semi-final. It'll be nice. That's all I'm saying. I'm not trying to get my hopes up. Starmer flies into NATO summit and defence budget flak. PM repeats his iron manifesto commitment to raise defence spending to 2.5% of GDP as he attends NATO summit in Washington, but he doesn't say when. And military chiefs warn it's nowhere near enough. Yeah, but it's abiding by this idea that was brought in by Obama that every country that isn't part of NATO should spend at least 2.5% on its military budget of its GDP. Our GDP that hasn't grown in 17 years because of the Tories. Dutch courage. Southgate urges England to step up. It's a flat surface. Why do you need to step up? There's nothing to step onto. It's a playing field. It's like literally it's a flat. It's a playing that's usually used as a metaphor for something that's level, like a level playing field. So how can they step up on? Okay, NATO, Starmer calls on NATO to raise defence spending. It's really funny how these different headlines have got these different ideas of what came from Starmer visiting, going to this NATO conference yesterday. Very strange. And then, there's a picture there of Kane with dressed up as a very fetching gay man. I like that. Your country really needs you to really, really go for it. The peak cap and the big moustache. Come on. Who doesn't love that look? But it's a bit of a weird thing for the star to go for, but, whatever. Financial Times there. Dyson deals blow to Labour's growth strategy by axing quarter of UK staff. James Dyson, famous Brexiter, famous also for going to private school and having everything in life handed to him on a silver platter, and that's why he didn't have to, worry about his inventions leading him to a longer road of destitution that would lead to him having to sleep on a park bench or in the doorway of an old shut down shop. CNA. No, he didn't have to worry about that because basically Bank and Mummy and Daddy would fund him through all of his travails until he made a successful business out of it. See also Tim Martin, Rocco Forte, even Branson, Elon Musk, Trump, Bill Gates, Mark Zuckerberg, Steve Jobs. These people who you think, they were dropouts, but they made it. Yeah, because they could afford to drop out. The rest of us, the ones born without a silver spoon up our arse, can't afford to drop out because we end up on the streets if we do. Because that's the threat, isn't it? Leave it to the supers. Leave it to the soups, the rich kids who can afford to do this kind of stuff because it's obviously above our station. Thank you very much to Captain Bart Roberts for our last super chat, I think, of the morning, because I'm going to bugger off now. I still haven't got used to the fact that Kia's PM. I haven't put winning and replacing the PM together yet, says Captain Bart Roberts. It does feel a bit surreal, doesn't it? And I think I said this the other day, but it's like I've forgotten what it felt like to win. It's been 12 years now since the Olympics in London, which were just absolutely magical. Like I can't just get over to you just how awesome the Olympics made me feel. In particular, I don't know, it was weird because we'd been such an also ran for so long, and to actually start winning loads of medals and to put on this amazing show. I still have nightmares. Like, honestly, I have nightmares about our Millennium celebration, which involved the Queen lighting a beacon, and it was a horrible metal twisted beacon thing with British gas written on it to celebrate the dawn of the new millennium. And I'm like, what? So to go from that to the Olympics in 12 years and put on a really good show and actually win medals, it was great. I actually feel like our team was winning again. Wow. Amazing. But yeah. Oh, I've got an old picture of me in London with the gates at the Olympics, and it had "Thank You UK" written on it and a big Union Jack, and I'm like this in front of it. I might dig that out. That reminds me. Right, I love the 2012 Olympics. Last time I felt proud of this nation until now. Yeah, Nick and Diff, same. 12 years. 12 years of just one thing to the next. Just waking up every morning going, oh God, what now? What new sadism is this? What fresh hell is this? Every fucking day. And I'm just so glad it's over. I'm so glad it's over. Michael says we won't win the footy. Oh, cool. Howard says, not sure that's correct, not reported, but I've heard a fair bit of unhappiness over the past 10 years. Absolutely. Labour should strip Dyson of his citizenship. That would be great. Brexit here. Another one of those. And I know I'll probably labour this point a bit too much. Sorry, I realise I'm cutting my arm off there. Make myself a bit bigger. And then my arm just goes behind the chat. I know I labour this point, but the people who told you to vote for Brexit, none of them are affected by Brexit. They can leave. They can afford the visas to go and live and work anywhere in Europe. It doesn't affect them. And that's what's so heartbreaking about the aristocracy, the neo-aristocracy of the United Kingdom, the public school elites, getting so many people from the working class or working classes on side for their mad project that only affects people on low incomes, i.e. the working class, people at the end of the lower end of the socio-economic bracket. If you earn £1 million a year, you can marry anyone you want. You can live anywhere you want. You can go somewhere. You can marry someone that you want in the country that you want to live in. The rest of us can't. That right's been taken away. We're not even allowed to marry someone from France or from Germany or from Spain anymore, unless we are earning £38,600 a year. That's what those fucking Tories have done to us. God, I wish hell existed, just so they could burn in it. Right, I'm off. Remember when the Tories bunged Dyson a load of money to provide overpriced ventilators in COVID rather than just buy actual cheap working ventilators, and he delivered none? Yeah, actually, should we get the money back from that? I think we should get the money back from that. I want the Union flag to be cool again, says Lucy Willis. Yes, so do I. It was cool when in the Olympics, when Mo Farah, a Somalian refugee, had the Union Jack over his shoulders. I was like, yes, finally. The first time in my life, I was 33 years old at the time, the first time in my life I felt that the Union Jack had been wrestled from the far right, had been wrestled from the National Front, Farage, dickhead nonsense, and actually brought back to being used for what it should do as a representation of our country, and not some rag, some butcher's apron used by the fascist far right to give people the only good thing about their life, because they're not going to actually make their life nice or pleasant or enjoyable in any way. So just, shag this flag and you were born here, so you're superior somehow. Bye, Graves, that's Sarah. Yeah, bye, everyone. I need permission to start flying my flag now. Get your European flag up. It's the flag of our continent. Fly it with pride. Right, so I'm going to piss off now. So what are we going to do? We were going to try and do an episode of The Intersection today, but obviously I'm still a bit under the weather and stuff. So we're going to do that on Friday. So we're probably going to do about 4 shows on Friday. So stay tuned for that. But otherwise, thank you so much for watching. Phil will be back in the morning at 9:30 with another morning brew. And until then, I'll say thank you so much for watching. And thanks for the super chats. Give us a like on the way out. Until next time, I'll say hello, good evening, welcome, and goodbye. Woo! Fuck the Tories!